Hi everyone, welcome to Jules Journals, and I am Jules. Today I'm going to do kind of a recap or update of my September reading and movies and plans and all that. I used to do these weekly and that has really gotten away from me, especially this month has been challenging for me. So I figured I'd just do a big September wrap up. It might be long, so I'm going to try and be brief in my talking about movies and all of that. Let's first start with the books. I'm going to call it 5 books. I'm almost done with the 5th, so I will talk about it briefly. And again, I'm going to be brief. Have I said that? The first one, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so cute. And I have the second one called Garlic and the Witch, I think. So this is Garlic and the Vampire by Brie Paulson, and she writes and draws it. And this was so cute. This is about a little character, little garlic character, and he has friends that, so one's a carrot, and they see this vampire off in the distance, and so they think, you know, Garlic is the best one to go hunt him down because he's protected. And it's about anxiety. It was just so cute. I highly recommend it for all the adults out there as well, but kids especially, I thought it was fabulous. And then the next one I read is Ann Cleeve's The Seagull. My husband picked this up for me when he was on a little trip up in Bayfield, Wisconsin, and he got it at Apostle Island Bookstore, which was super cute, and I want to go there someday. And I've never read Ann Cleeve's before. This is a series where her character Vera is a detective, and she's older and snarky and sassy, so she was like right up my alley. I'm not a huge detective book reader. I do like the William Kent Krueger series, which is what my husband told the book clerk that I liked, so this is why she picked this one out. But I'm not a huge detective, and I don't like series, really. But I enjoyed this. It probably is a 3-star for me, but I think that's about more personal taste than the writing. So, and there's a TV show based on this character called, I think it's just called Vera. The next one, I guess I don't have a copy of it, and is the first book in the Game of Thrones series, and I listened to it on audio. The audio is fantastic, and I'm surprised at how much the show actually follows the book. I enjoyed my experience with it. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't think I need to explain what it's about. And yeah, so I got that one done on audio. This one I did on audio as well, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I did not like it. And this is like my type of book. And maybe not so anymore, but I used to really love, like Christopher Moore was one of my favorite authors. Very campy, cheesy, with, you know, hints of fantasy in there, like witches, vampires, dark things. I don't know if I was just tired of the whole, the book club being catty and obnoxious. I don't know. Lots of people love Grady Hendrix. It just wasn't for me. I don't even know what to say about it. And then the last one, which I'm almost done with, is The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak. I'm loving this. I am doing it on audio. Funny story, I was with my book club gals yesterday, and I was like, I really want to pick up the physical book of this audiobook I'm listening to because I want to annotate, because there is some beautiful lyrical writing in it. And I almost hit up Barnes & Noble on my way home, but I didn't. And then I'm looking on Amazon last night, and I look at the cover, I'm like, that looks familiar. So you know you have too many books when you don't know what you have on your bookshelves. So we were talking about that yesterday, how there's a difference between a reader and a book collector. I am both, but some of us are only readers and some of us are just collectors. We just collect the books, but we never read them. I'm both, but I definitely have more shelves on my books that I haven't read because I do get rid of them if I don't enjoy them. This one is going to be one of my favorite books of the year, I'm predicting. And it takes place between, it flip-flops between the 13th century and then modern day time. So in the 13th century, Rumi, and I don't know if this is a real person, and I need to research this and be better educated about that, is just discovering his, I guess I would say talent, kind of. You know what? Let me read the back because that is going to be a much better description of what I can give you. And my glasses are so dirty. Can you see that? This lyrical, imaginative novel by Elif Shafak, the best-selling author of The Bastard of Istanbul and the most widely read female writer in Turkey, unfolds in two parallel narratives. In the 13th century, the Sufi poet Rumi encounters his spiritual mentor, the infamous wandering dervish known as Shams of Tabriz, and is transformed from a successful but unhappy cleric into a committed mystic and advocate of love. In present-day Massachusetts, an unhappy American housewife named Ella Rubinstein, inspired by Rumi's message of love, finds the courage to undertake her own transformation. Blending East and West, past and present, Shafak provides a compelling, dramatic, and exuberant account of how love works in the world. There are so many lines in here when they talk about the 40 rules of love that I want to go back and highlight and annotate. So loving that one. So I would call it 5 books for September. And then what I want to get started on reading is, this one is a book club book. This was actually for August. And I did start reading this while we had book club yesterday. We had a picnic and we all read for like 10 minutes because we can't stop talking. And it's not, I don't like to read fantasy. Sometimes I like to listen to it. So they did say the audio was pretty good. They were kind of mediocre on the book, but I do want to get it listened to. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to find it on audio. And then our September book is Educated by Tara Westover. Did I say this is For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. And this is a biography or autobiography. And I think it's about her being homeschooled, if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me on it. So I do want to get started with that. And then I picked up this because it was on my shelf of spooky reads to read this spooky season. And it's John Fowles The Collector. I know nothing about it. I like the cover and it's matte finish, so I like that. And then I do want to read the second graphic novel of Lock and Key. Is it second or third? I can't remember. I think this is second. So I read the first one and really liked it. I love graphic novels because I love art and design. So combining those two. So those are the ones I want to get going. That's actually quite a bit for me. Maybe that's my October. So what else do I want to talk about? And did I haul any books? I don't know that I did in September. September was a strange month. So just to update you guys, my father passed away, and those that watch my channel know that my mom passed away 5 months ago, and my father just passed away. So this year has sucked ass and is horrible, and I would like it to fuck off. But I am doing okay. Every day is different. One day I will be a disaster, and the next day I'm fine. Today is a good day. So this is why I'm filming. And he passed away on September 2nd. So we had his memorial, and then we interred them both last Monday. So, but right after he passed, my husband and I actually got COVID as well, and it was a pretty hard, serious case of it. We both were down and out for about 2 weeks where we didn't do anything. And I'm finally recovering. I will have to cough a little bit. I'm still a little tired, but way better. I couldn't even function. Like, I tried to work, but it was very challenging. I was not doing any difficult calculations or number crunching. So this September has really sucked, which is why I didn't do weekly updates. I haven't done any vlogging because we haven't done anything besides watch a crap ton of movies. So what I watched for movies, I think during COVID I watched about 20 movies. And I have some notes here. I'm not going to talk about each one. I'll just kind of post their stuff all over here. I know my husband one day, he didn't do anything but watch movies, and he watched Frankie and Johnny, Inglourious Basterds, American Hustle, Extract, and Switch. Then I have watched, and I'll tell you my favorites that I watched at the end. Most of these are a rewatch for me, but not all of them. So I watched, one day I just had a Brad Pitt day, and I watched Troy, Snatch, oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Bullet Train. Then I watched Armageddon, La La Land, LA Confidential, Burn After Reading, Midnight in Paris, Maverick, Last Night in Soho, Bodies, 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 Lost in Translation, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Long Legs, and Rear Window. I think Long Legs is the only one I had never, oh no, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So Long Legs and Bodies, 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 that is the first time I watched those. I liked Long Legs and I did not like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I just didn't like it. My favorite that I watched, which are all-time favorites anyway, is La La Land, Midnight in Paris, Maverick, Last Night in Soho, Lost in Translation, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Rear Window I really liked too. Honorable mention. So those are the ones I watched during COVID. And then just ones I watched this week. I've had a kind of a movie week. Stand By Me, which actually these might be within the last couple weeks. Stand By Me, Beetlejuice. My husband and I went to go see in the theater Beetlejuice. I loved it. At first when we got done, I was like, oh, I like that. And then now I keep thinking about it, which means I loved it. And then Trap, and with Josh Hartnett. I really like that one. He is fantastic in the movie. I don't know how actors do it when they're playing somebody and he's faking in the acting that he's a good dad, and he's faking that he's inauthentic when he's really a sociopath or psychopath. He's brilliant in it. I liked it. There is some not problematic, but things I'm like, I was literally talking out loud. Why would she do that? So there's some things in there like, that wouldn't happen. Like, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't make that decision. But I liked it. And then I watched Little Women and Apartment 7A, which is the prequel to Rosemary's Baby. I really liked it. I love Julia Garner. And it's still a little wacky. I do feel like you should watch Rosemary's Baby first, which is a little slow, and then it just gets wacky and wild and cuckoo. But you'll understand who Julia Garner's character is in Apartment 7A. If you have Paramount, which is where I found it, Paramount Plus, it does, when I was watching Apartment 7A, after the credits, it rolled right into Rosemary's Baby. So since it is a prequel, you could also do it that way, and you would understand once you got to Rosemary's Baby, you know, the character. So you could do it either way, but I do recommend watching both. I watched Psycho last night and Friday the 13th, the 2009 version, which was entertaining, but come on with the nudity. Like, I can't imagine being in the theater with other people and watching that. There was a lot of that. But, so those are the movies I watched. What I did just this week, not a lot, but we did have book club yesterday, and we took a charcuterie, we had a charcuterie picnic, and then we read on our blankets. We mostly just chatted, but it was fantastic to see my best friends. So, let's see, what do I have coming up on the channel I want to get done? I want to do a collage process video where I show you how to make inspiration packets. So if you know my collaging style, glue booking style, I like to make inspiration packets based on color themes and other types of themes, like it might be horses and cowboys. So I want to show you how to do that. And then I think I'm going to do a Hobonichi August flip through, and I think I'll just flip through it. I don't need to tell you about each page because sometimes I don't even remember, but I'm trying not to put anything too private in there so that I can just show it to you guys. I'm way behind in September, so I just went through and pulled a bunch of magazine images to smack in there for kind of a wakening up the white page. And I'll go back in later and fill it in because I do keep a 5-year journal, so I kind of know each day what happened or what I did. But again, we had 2 weeks where we basically did nothing. And all right, I think that might be it. I'm sure there's something in my notes. I have a whole thing of notes in front of me that I forgot. But I wanted to recap you on things I've been reading, things I'm gonna read, and kind of catch up with my weekly updates. I'm not sure if I'll keep going with those. I say I'm gonna do something and then I don't do it, so I don't want to promise anything. I do want to just get back to YouTubing. One thing I do think I want to talk about is that I started making coloring books and notebooks using Amazon KDP. So at some point I'll be ready to share those with you. I'm not sure if I am. They're already out there, but I'm a little kind of embarrassed, or I guess shy, about what I'm doing. But I might tell you about that soon. And I think that's about it. I hope you guys are doing well and that you had a better September and you're having a better 2024 than I am. And take care, and I'll chat with you soon.